What's up, guys? Today I'm back with the 2025 Honda CBR1000RR-R Fireblade SP, and today we're going to be installing BT Moto velocity stacks and a DNA air filter. First step we're going to do here is pull off the back seat is number 5 Allen, so one right there and one right there. It just comes up directly like this and pulls out once you've loosened those bolts. Okay, now we're all set to lift the front cover here. On the front here, there's going to be 5s. On the back end, this will be 3s. Once you pull out these from both sides, there'll be 4 total. There'll also be some collars right here on the 5, so make sure you pull those out. Those won't get lost. And also make sure these 5s are extremely shallow, so be very careful and purposeful when you pull them out, otherwise you will strip the head of the bolt, and that's not going to be a fun day. Make sure after you pull the bolts out here, you pull straight up. Do not pull forward, pull straight up. And the reason why, at the bottom here we have these 2 pegs. If you pull forward or backward, you will snap these pegs, and then you gotta buy a new one of these, and these probably aren't cheap. Now we have to remove these hugger panels from the side here, which are held on by this number 3, and then right over here, there is a plastic piece. So the first number 3, really easy, that's a hex, pulls right out. Now for the popper on the back end here, push in to the center of it, and you can pull up. Make sure you're careful not to lose it down in a crack somewhere. When you pull out that push pin, there's also one back here. I forgot, you gotta pull this one out as well. After you have all those pins out, this will unfold, come out from under here. Then you just pull this whole thing backward and up, and there it is. And you can see this is fastened through the frame right down through there. And now we have a couple number 5s here for the tank. These are on both sides. I probably remove this with the collar and remove this one with the washer. I'd also probably just remove this metal insert as well, just so it doesn't get lost. Now that all 4 of those bolts are removed, it's cool to remove the tank and lift it up, but we also have the fuel connection and some electronics at the bottom here we gotta remove still. So here's a good view of the bottom of the tank here. I've propped it up a certain way. So we have the venting line right here we gotta remove. We have the fuel feed line we gotta remove, and we have the connector right here we have to remove. Now, as far as the feed hose goes, I believe this clear plastic piece right here, so you can get my hands a little better here. I think you push this in, and this comes out. I'm gonna go ahead and get a towel here, because these are usually squirters. I got a towel, I'm gonna put it right down here. That wasn't too bad, just a few drops of fuel. And there we go. Now we can remove the tank completely. Okay, now that we've gotten to the air box right here, we remove that tank. We got to remove this sheath right here. It's connected by these. You just got to carefully remove them so you don't tear the cloth. They're all around the air box. Once they're all removed, this will push back. All right, guys, don't let this intimidate you. In the end here, we're only talking about 1, 2, 3, 4 connectors. I'm just going to pull these out. These are really easy. Just push down and pull out. I've already kind of primed them out to make this look really easy. So there it is. And then we remove these, push this out of the way so it's not hitting anything. And remove all of these so they're not out of the way now. So the way this works here, we don't have to remove the rest of this, is because we're going to do a clamshell. So as soon as you remove everything here, this is going to peel back. So we also need to remove this rubber grommet here, which is the same way that the cloth sheathing was removed. Just take it off those, push it out of the way there, and now we can go ahead and remove all these Phillips that attach the top of the clamshell to the bottom. And there's quite a few here. Okay, so I'm going to remove these with a power tool. You can do them with a hand tool. That's perfectly fine. Just remember, when you're putting these back, to put them in very gently. You do not want to cross thread. This is plastic or metal going into plastic. It will strip very fast. So just be very careful with how you put them back in. Now after they're all out, this should just pull, get it out like that. I'm pulling a little bit on this wiring harness to get out of these joints. Making sure I'm not twisting anything too much. And just peel it back. And there you go, now we have access to the airbox and the velocity stacks. Now the first thing we're gonna swap out here is the filter. These are 2 Phillips. And this pops right out once you do that. Now, as you can see, you may have a little bit of debris in here. This is best for a vacuum. Make sure you vacuum all this stuff up. You do not want little pieces of dirt and things getting into your engine. Now once you're done with the cleanup, you can go ahead and put your DNA filter in there. And that just slides in. There's no need to bolt this back up in there again, anything like that. This literally just holds like that. Now you're probably asking why this doesn't require bolts, because the air is coming this way, it's gonna push it like that, right? Well, no. At the top here, we have this in the inside of the clamshell. You see the top, these two. These line up with these two indentations here. It will hold it from the top like that. And the bottom, of course, is riveted in. This ain't going anywhere. We always recommend an aftermarket air filter with velocity stacks because now you're demanding more air than the OEM filter can provide. That's why we always recommend that when you do velocity stacks. Now we got the filter taken care of. Let's go ahead and move on to the velocity stacks. Now these are number 8s or Phillips. You can see right there, I prefer using anything over a Phillips basically. So, but look at this. This is hand tightened basically from the factory. I don't think the customer has touched this. That's hand tightened. So make sure when you tighten these things back, you're not going crazy on it. You want to wrap this thing down. These are all basically hand tightened from the factory. I'm gonna do it tighter than this because every single one of them has been loose so far. Yeah, every single one of them is basically loose. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws to remove out of here, and then these velocity stacks will pull out. You guys are probably wondering why this is spinning so much. Well, it's a swivel head, that's why. And these pull right out now. So now we got the stacks out here. We just have to remove the screws. These are self-capturing, which is cool, unless you want to pull them out. Now there's little tabs here you just kind of push on, and then the screws will pull out. We're going to go ahead and transfer these to the new velocity stacks. So we have 2 sides of the velocity stack, and each side has 3 screws. You can see 2 of these are same size, 1 of these is very long. Now the very long ones, they go on the ends right there and there. Don't put them anywhere else because then nothing's going to fit anymore. So just long one, the long shaft right there at the very ends. Pause. Okay, now it's time to slide the new velocity stacks in with the high side going on the inside, and of course line up those bolt holes. Now these are going to slide in the very, very snug fit. And just make sure you're not pushing in too hard, but they will slide right down. And just make sure they're pushed down all the way. You see the arms kind of touching, and you're good. Now we can put the bolts in. Now remember, these don't go in too tight, and the very long ones go in the very end. Now I know I said to use a very light spec. I'm using a very light spec even with the power drill, and then I'm going to go through this by hand and just verify each bolt. And basically we're just trying to make this where it doesn't fall out. So I'm going tighter than even when I had it in the power drill, but nothing insane tight. Now after you verify everything's tightened, everything's good, you can put the clamshell back in, put everything back together in the exact opposite order that you pulled it apart in. Also remember that velocity stacks require tuning changes. So whomever you're going through tuning with, whether it be BT Moto or whoever, make sure they send you tuning for the velocity stacks because these are changing airflow to the engine. It's going to need air fuel changes. And that's going to do it for this video on the 2025 Honda CBR1000RR-R Fireblade SP. And I'll see you guys in the next one.